Supreme Court decisions. Today, a deep dive into recent rulings. The Supreme Court of the United States stands as the highest judicial authority in the country, entrusted with the ultimate responsibility of interpreting the Constitution and adjudicating on matters of significant legal and societal consequence. Each term, the court issues decisions that shape the legal landscape of the nation, impacting various aspects of American life. Today, we delve into several of the most recent and pivotal Supreme Court decisions, examining their implications and the broader context in which they were made. Recent landmark decisions. 1. Voting rights and electoral laws. One of the most significant rulings in recent times involves the court's stance on voting rights and electoral laws. In a closely watched case, the court upheld certain state-level voting restrictions. Proponents argue that these measures are necessary to ensure the integrity of elections, while opponents contend they disproportionately affect minority voters and undermine democratic participation. This decision reflects the ongoing national debate over how to balance election security with ensuring broad voter access. 2. Healthcare and the Affordable Care Act. The Supreme Court has repeatedly been called upon to rule on the constitutionality of the Affordable Care Act, ACA. In a recent decision, the court upheld the ACA against challenges that sought to dismantle key provisions of the law. This ruling preserved healthcare coverage for millions of Americans and reinforced the ACA's position as a foundational element of the U.S. healthcare system. The decision was seen as a major victory for supporters of the law, affirming the government's role in providing access to healthcare. 3. LGBTQ+ rights and discrimination. In another landmark case, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of protecting LGBTQ+ individuals from workplace discrimination. The decision interpreted Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to include sexual orientation and gender identity as protected characteristics. This ruling was a monumental step forward for LGBTQ+ rights in the United States, ensuring that individuals cannot be fired or discriminated against in employment based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. 4. Immigration policies. The Supreme Court has also made significant decisions regarding immigration policies. In a recent ruling, the court blocked the Trump administration's attempt to end the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program, which protects young immigrants brought to the U.S. as children from deportation. This decision provided temporary relief to hundreds of thousands of dreamers, though the future of DACA remains uncertain as legislative and legal battles continue. 5. Second Amendment and gun control. Gun control remains a deeply contentious issue in American politics, and the Supreme Court's decisions on the Second Amendment are closely scrutinized. In a recent case, the court struck down a restrictive New York law that required individuals to demonstrate a specific need to carry a concealed handgun in public. This ruling was hailed by gun rights advocates as a reaffirmation of individual gun ownership rights, while critics warned it could lead to increased gun violence. The broader context. The Supreme Court's decisions are not made in a vacuum. They are influenced by broader societal trends, political pressures, and the evolving interpretations of the Constitution. The current composition of the court, with a conservative majority, has led to expectations of rulings that may lean towards traditional interpretations of the law and potentially roll back some progressive legal gains. Implications of recent decisions. 1. Voting rights. Impact on elections. The upholding of state-level voting restrictions may embolden other states to enact similar laws, potentially affecting voter turnout and the outcome of future elections. Legal precedents. This decision sets a precedent for how the court may approach future cases involving election laws and voting rights. 2. Healthcare. Stability of the ACA. The decision to uphold the ACA ensures the continuity of healthcare coverage for millions, but also signals that future legal challenges are likely to be unsuccessful. Political ramifications. The ruling could influence legislative efforts to modify or expand healthcare policies at both the federal and state levels. 3. LGBTQ+ rights. Workplace protections. The ruling provides robust protections for LGBTQ+ employees, potentially influencing policies in other areas, such as housing and education. Social acceptance. The decision may contribute to greater social acceptance and inclusion of LGBTQ+ individuals in various spheres of public life. 4. Immigration. Dreamers' security. The temporary protection for DACA recipients offers a reprieve, but highlights the need for a long-term legislative solution for immigration reform. Policy debates. The decision fuels ongoing debates over immigration policy and the treatment of undocumented individuals in the U.S. 5. Second Amendment. Gun ownership rights. The ruling reaffirms the right to carry firearms in public, which could lead to challenges against other restrictive gun laws across the country. Public safety concerns. Critics argue that easing restrictions on concealed carry permits could lead to an increase in gun-related incidents and violence. Conclusion. The Supreme Court's recent decision's pivotal role in shaping American society and interpreting the Constitution. Each ruling not only resolves specific legal questions, but also reflects and influences broader societal values and political dynamics. As the court continues to navigate complex and contentious issues, its decisions will undoubtedly continue to have profound and far-reaching effects on the nation.